Some places are hidden for a reason. The sun dipped low as Liam's Jeep rattled down a forgotten dirt road. Beside him, Sophia stared at the GPS, frowning. "It says this road doesn't exist," she muttered. Behind them, Ethan clutched his backpack, nervously, while Clara filmed with her camera, excitement in her voice. "Guys, imagine the views we'll get! This will go viral!" As they crested a hill, a small village appeared below, perfectly still, smoke rising from chimneys. But there were no people in sight. "This place isn't on any map," Liam said, puzzled. "Then how are the fires still burning?" Ethan whispered. The road ended at a weathered wooden sign. "Welcome to Hollowveil." Sophia rolled her eyes. "Creepy name. Totally fine place to spend the night, I'm sure." As they parked, a single church bell rang in the distance, deep, slow, and utterly wrong. The sound didn't echo. It absorbed the silence around it. Clara lowered her camera, frowning. Did anyone else feel that? No one answered. They were already walking toward the village. The group walked cautiously through Hollowveil's main street. The wooden houses looked frozen in time, doors hanging open, meals half-eaten on tables visible through cracked windows. "It's like everyone just vanished," Ethan muttered. Sophia scoffed. "Or like a creepy prank for tourists." Clara filmed everything, narrating to her camera. "Abandoned village, perfect for our channel. But where are the villagers?" As they passed a water well, Liam noticed something strange. Footprints in the dirt, leading toward the church, but none coming back. The church bell rang again, this time closer. The sound seemed to vibrate inside their skulls. Ethan clutched his head. "Make it stop!" Suddenly, all 4 phones buzzed violently. Every screen displayed the same words. "You shouldn't be here." The devices went dead. As night fell, the group found a decrepit inn at the center of the village. The sign read, "Hollowveil Rest House." "Perfect. Totally not cursed," Sophia muttered. Inside, the inn smelled of dust and decay. Old portraits lined the walls, each face scratched out violently. "We'll stay here just for tonight," Liam decided. At first light, we leave. Ethan wandered into the dining hall. A single candle flickered on a table, though no one had lit it. He froze. In the reflection of a window, a woman in black stood behind him. But when he spun around, the room was empty. "Guys, I think we're being watched," he whispered. From upstairs, a floorboard creaked loudly, followed by laughter, childlike and hollow. The friends gathered upstairs, their flashlights casting long, trembling shadows. One door at the end of the hall was chained shut, deep claw marks gouged into the wood. "What do you think's inside?" Clara asked, filming. Ethan shook his head. "I don't want to know." Liam tugged at the chains. The instant he touched them, the temperature dropped sharply. His breath became visible. A deep, guttural voice growled from behind the door. "Leave." Every light in the hall went out. In the pitch-black silence, they heard footsteps, but none of them were moving. The lights flickered back on. The chained door was now wide open, revealing only darkness beyond. Liam led the way into the room. A staircase descended sharply into a hidden basement. The smell of rot grew stronger with each step. The walls were lined with ancient symbols, painted in a dark, dried substance. At the bottom, they found dozens of wooden mannequins, each positioned like they were praying. Their faces were blank, featureless. Sophia backed away, whispering, "Why do I feel like they're breathing?" Suddenly, the church bell rang again. So loud the mannequins snapped their heads upward in unison. The group screamed and bolted for the stairs. At the top, Clara tripped, dropping her camera. Through the lens, it captured a final, chilling image. One mannequin had moved to the stairs, reaching for her ankle. Panting, the group burst outside into the cold night. "We're leaving! Now!" Liam barked, but when they reached the jeep, the road they'd come from was gone, replaced by endless dark forest. "That's impossible," Clara stammered. The village! Behind them glowed faintly, lights flickering in houses where no one lived. Ethan screamed, pointing to the trees. Dozens of shadowy figures stood just beyond the tree line, their heads slowly tilting in unison. The church bell rang a final time. Every shadow took a step forward. The four friends backed away slowly as the shadow figures inched closer. Liam whispered, "Get inside, now." They ran back into the inn, slamming the door shut. The figures didn't follow, but outside, dozens of faint voices whispered in unison, chanting something ancient and indecipherable. Ethan covered his ears, trembling. "I can't take it. They're inside my head." The fog outside thickened, pressing against the windows like a living thing. In it, faint faces appeared, mouths open in silent screams. Sophia's phone flickered on by itself. A distorted video played, grainy footage of the four of them sleeping, filmed from inside the inn. But they hadn't slept yet. "What the hell is this?" Clara screamed, dropping the phone. The whispers stopped. Only the sound of the church bell remained, beating like a heart. As the bell tolled, Sophia staggered, clutching her head. Her vision blurred, and suddenly she was alone in the village street. The houses were whole and pristine, lanterns glowing warmly. Children laughed somewhere nearby. "Guys!" she yelled, panic rising. Then she saw herself, her exact double, standing in the doorway of the inn, smiling sweetly. The double whispered, "Stay here, forever." The vision shattered. Sophia found herself back with the group, screaming, "We need to leave. It wants us to stay." Ethan stared at her, wide-eyed. "What did you see?" Before she could answer, all the windows slammed shut at once. Liam searched a cabinet in desperation, hoping to find clues or a map. Instead, he discovered an ancient, leather-bound journal. Its pages described Hollowveil's history. The village demands memory. Those who enter are rewritten, their pasts, devoured until nothing remains. One chilling sketch showed four figures arriving at the village gate, exactly like them. Clara grabbed the journal. The final page was blank, until words burned into the paper before their eyes. "You are already home." The lights went out. In the darkness, a whisper close to Liam's ear. "Welcome back." The ground trembled beneath their feet. The entire village groaned, as if it were a living creature waking up. From the church tower, the bell swung violently on its own, ringing faster and faster. The shadow figures emerged from every house, surrounding the group in a perfect circle. Their whispering voices merged into a single chant. "Stay, stay, stay." Ethan broke first, sprinting toward the forest. The shadows parted to let him pass. For a brief moment, hope surged. Then, from deep within the fog, a scream ripped through the air. Ethan's scream, followed by silence. When the fog cleared, he was gone. Only his backpack remained. The circle of shadows tightened. The bell fell silent. Act 1 ended. Hollowveil had chosen its first victim. The three remaining friends stood frozen, staring at Ethan's backpack lying in the mud. There was no sign of his body. "He just vanished," Sophia whispered, trembling. "No," he screamed, Clara corrected. "Something took him." Liam clenched his fists. "We have to stick together. Panic is exactly what it wants." From somewhere in the fog, Ethan's voice suddenly called out, "Guys, where are you? I'm lost." Clara spun around. "Ethan!" But Liam grabbed her arm. "Listen, that's not him." The fog thickened. Ethan's voice grew distorted, like multiple versions speaking at once. "Come to me. Help me. Please." The church bell tolled, cutting the voice off abruptly. They stumbled back to the inn, desperate for safety. To their shock, the lights were on, a warm fire crackling in the fireplace. "Wait. Someone's here," Clara whispered hopefully. "Maybe they can help us." A tall man stepped out of the shadows, his smile too wide, his eyes empty. "Welcome, travelers. You must be tired," he said softly. Liam's instincts screamed to run. "Who are you?" The man tilted his head. I live here, just like you will soon. Sophia gasped. In the man's reflection on the window, he had no face. Before anyone could react, the lights went out, and when they returned, the man was gone. Only 3 empty chairs sat around the fire. As they sat shaking, Clara suddenly frowned. Wait, where's Ethan's sister? She was with us, right? Liam and Sophia stared at her in horror. Clara, Ethan doesn't have a sister. Clara clutched her head, screaming. Flashes of strange memories flickered in her mind, playing in a field as a child, celebrating birthdays, but not with these friends. Sophia grabbed her shoulders. The village is rewriting you. You're forgetting who you are, Clara whispered, terrified. What if I was never me to begin with? At that moment, every portrait in the inn changed, now showing Clara's face, smiling blankly. A deep horn sounded through the village, low and mournful. The ground trembled. From the forest, a massive figure emerged, its body stitched together from pieces of villagers. Antlers jutted from its head like a crown. Sophia screamed. What is that? The creature's mouth opened unnaturally wide. It didn't speak, but its scream echoed inside their minds, forcing them to their knees. Liam grabbed Clara and Sophia. Run! Don't look back! As they fled, the creature stalked behind them. Slowly, always, just at the edge of the fog, never rushing, always following. Breathless, they stumbled into the central square, but the paths around them had changed. Houses now arranged in impossible patterns. We're running in circles, Sophia cried. Clara pointed to the ground. Their own footprints led in endless loops. From the fog, Ethan's voice returned, clearer this time. Help me, please. I'm right here. Liam hesitated. What if it's really him? The fog parted, revealing Ethan standing alone. He looked perfectly normal, smiling softly. Guys, it's me. Come on, let's go home, Sophia whispered. Liam, his shadow. It's not moving. Liam slowly stepped toward Ethan. If that's really you, say something only Ethan would know. Ethan smiled warmly. Remember the night we drove to Black Creek? The song Sophia wouldn't stop singing? Sophia gasped. That really happened. Clara frowned, backing away. No, I don't remember that at all. Liam reached out a hand. Ethan's smile widened unnaturally, stretching ear to ear. His voice deepened. Because it never happened. The figure exploded into black mist, wrapping around Clara's throat. She screamed as Liam and Sophia dragged her free. When the mist cleared, the real Ethan's face appeared briefly in the fog, mouth open in a silent scream. Then vanished. They huddled in an abandoned house, shaking. Sophia rounded on Clara, furious. You don't remember Black Creek because you're not Clara, Clara shouted back. How do I know you're not part of this thing? Liam slammed his hands on the table. Stop it. That's exactly what it wants. As they argued, the room shifted subtly, walls moving closer, windows disappearing. The house was breathing, its heartbeat matching the rhythm of the church bell. Suddenly the front door burst open. The antlered hunter creature stood there, its head tilted, silent. Clara whispered, It's not hunting us. It's hurting us. They burst out of the house, sprinting blindly into the foggy forest. Branches clawed at their clothes, the ground shifting beneath their feet like quicksand. Behind them, the hunter's footsteps were slow, deliberate. It never ran, but somehow always seemed closer. Liam shouted, Don't look back! Just keep moving! Sophia tripped, falling hard. As Liam and Clara hauled her up, the fog parted for a moment, revealing dozens of villagers with blank faces, standing silently among the trees, heads turning in perfect unison to follow them. The fog closed again, and their screams were swallowed by the night. The trio stumbled into a clearing. At its center was a shimmering black pool, its surface perfectly still. Clara approached cautiously. Inside the reflection, she saw herself as a child, laughing and playing with people she didn't recognize. The images shifted, now showing Sophia and Liam, but their faces were blank. Sophia screamed as the water rose like a hand, grabbing her wrist and pulling her down. "Help me!" she shrieked. Liam and Clara pulled desperately, but as they did, Sophia's face began to vanish, erased by the water. At the last second, they yanked her free, but she lay gasping, her features flickering in and out like static. As they staggered back into the village square, a deep rumbling voice echoed from every direction. It wasn't a person. It was the village itself speaking. "You came here seeking stories," it growled. "Now you will become them." The buildings trembled, windows cracking as black tendrils burst outward, forming grotesque shapes that resembled the missing villagers. Liam shouted, "Why us?" The voice laughed, "Because you always return." In a nearby window, Clara saw herself, smiling blankly and waving. The church bell rang, and the tendrils surged forward. Sophia sat on the ground, shaking violently. Her face flickered in and out, sometimes blank, sometimes her normal self. I don't know who I am anymore," she sobbed. "Maybe I'm already part of this place." Liam knelt beside her. "No, you're Sophia. You're real. Stay with me." Clara stood frozen, whispering, "What if she isn't? What if the village made her?" Sophia's eyes turned pitch black for a moment. In a chilling, hollow voice, she said, "Clara's right. I was never here, but you always were." Then her normal voice returned, terrified and confused. "What did I just say?" The church bell rang. Sophia screamed and collapsed, unconscious. Liam carried Sophia on his back as they stumbled through the fog. The hunter's heavy footsteps echoed behind them, slow but relentless. Clara spotted strange symbols glowing red on nearby trees. "These weren't here before," she whispered. As she touched one, the ground rumbled violently. The hunter appeared right in front of them, silent and towering. Its massive clawed hand shot out, slashing across Liam's arm. He screamed as black veins spread from the wound. The creature tilted its head as if claiming him. Then it simply walked away, disappearing into the fog. Liam fell to his knees, breathing raggedly. I don't feel right." They followed a narrow path, lit by flickering lanterns, to a hidden underground shrine beneath the church. Inside were statues of villagers, but their faces were warped in eternal screams. Black liquid dripped from their mouths, pooling at the center. Clara found carvings on the walls. "The village feeds. One must remain to keep it alive." Sophia stirred weakly, whispering, "It wants a sacrifice. Always." Liam's veins glowed brighter. He gritted his teeth. "If it needs someone, maybe it should take me." Clara stared at him in horror. "Don't you dare say that." As they examined the shrine, a deep voice echoed, not from outside, but inside their minds. Hollowveil was once alive. Its people sought immortality. They became the village, and now it must feed. Visions flooded their minds, villagers merging, with houses, streets pulsing like veins, the church bell beating like a heart. "To escape," the voice hissed, "one must take the other's memories. Only one may leave whole." Liam staggered back, clutching his head. "It's making us choose." Clara stared at Sophia and Liam, tears streaming. "I don't want to forget you, but I don't want to die here." They stumbled back into the fog, arguing desperately about what to do. Suddenly, Sophia's voice turned cold. "I remember now. Clara was never with us." Clara froze. "What are you talking about? I've been here the whole time." Sophia lunged at her with a broken lantern, eyes black and hollow. "You're the sacrifice. It has to be you." Liam tried to intervene, but his cursed wound burned, forcing him to his knees. As the two women struggled, the fog shifted to reveal faint silhouettes, the missing villagers, watching silently. The fog thickened suddenly, and a deep, guttural horn blast echoed through the night. Clara froze. "It's calling something," she whispered. From the mist, the hunter emerged. its antlered head now crowned with glowing red symbols, its stitched body pulsing like a heartbeat. Liam grabbed Clara's hand. "Run! Don't stop!" Sophia screamed behind them as the hunter moved, faster than ever before. Each step made the ground quake, houses shaking violently. The village itself shifted, streets rearranging to trap them. When Clara looked back, the hunter was suddenly right behind them, its claws reaching out. Liam shoved Clara through a narrow alleyway just as the creature's claws scraped his back, leaving a burning, glowing mark. Liam collapsed against a crumbling wall, breathing heavily. The glowing mark on his back spread like black veins, crawling beneath his skin. "Liam, stay with me," Clara cried, trying to hold him upright. His eyes flickered black for a moment. "It's inside me," he gasped. "I can feel the village. It's showing me things." Visions flooded his mind. Ethan screaming in the fog, Sophia's blank face, and Hollowveil's true form, a living organism beneath the ground, feeding on fear and memories. Liam grabbed Clara's wrist, whispering urgently, "If it takes me completely, you have to end me." Clara shook her head violently. "No, I'm not losing anyone else." Behind them, faint laughter echoed. Sophia was gone. They followed Sophia's screams to the church. The massive wooden doors stood open, pulsing faintly like a living creature. Inside, rows of pews were filled with motionless villagers, their heads bowed in prayer. The entire building throbbed like a heartbeat, walls shifting with each pulse. At the altar, Sophia stood perfectly still, her face blank and serene. "Sophia!" Clara shouted. No response. Liam staggered forward. "It's controlling her, just like it's controlling me." The villagers all lifted their heads in unison, eyes glowing white. They began chanting, their voices merging with the church bell's rhythm. The chanting grew deafening. The ground split open beneath the altar, revealing a massive heart-like organ glowing crimson. The voice of Hollowveil thundered, "Only one may leave, choose, or all will remain." Clara screamed, "No, there has to be another way." Sophia turned slowly, smiling eerily. "Clara, it's you or us." Liam clutched his head, his veins now glowing fully red. "It's in me. I can hold it back, but you have to run." Clara shook her head, sobbing. "I won't sacrifice. You!" The hunter burst through the church doors, roaring as the villagers rose from the pews. Liam roared with effort, throwing himself at the hunter. The black veins across his body exploded with red light, temporarily stunning the creature. "Go, Clara! Now!" he shouted. Clara grabbed Sophia's arm, dragging her toward the exit. But Sophia resisted, screaming, "I won't leave. This is where I belong." The villagers surged forward like a wave, their mouths opening in a single endless scream. Clara ran through the collapsing church, dodging falling beams and swinging bells. Behind her, Liam's voice echoed one last time. "Remember me, even if I forget you." The church doors slammed shut, and the sound of the bell was replaced by silence. Clara stumbled into the village square, gasping for breath. Behind her, the church collapsed entirely, its bell shattering into pieces. The entire village was changing, houses twisting and merging like flesh. The ground pulsed beneath her feet. "Liam, Sophia," she sobbed, but only the echo of her own voice replied. The fog cleared just enough to reveal a line of villagers standing silently, their blank faces turned toward her. One stepped forward. Its mouth opened impossibly wide and spoke in Liam's voice. "You can't save us, Clara." Clara fell to her knees, screaming. "Why me?" The villagers all answered together. "Because you never left." Clara's vision blurred. She saw flashes of memories, her childhood, her friends, but the faces were all wrong. Her father's face dissolved into fog. Her own reflection in a mirror smiled back with hollow eyes. A final vision struck like lightning, Clara arriving at Hollowveil alone. No Liam, no Sophia, no Ethan. She had always been here. The voice of the village whispered, You brought them. You offered them to us." Clara screamed, clutching her head. "No, that's not true." The fog around her pulsed like a heartbeat, and her tears turned black as they hit the ground. The ground split open. From beneath the village, a massive organic structure rose, streets twisting like veins, buildings bending into grotesque shapes. The church bell reformed in midair, beating like a living heart. The villagers dropped to their knees, chanting. The hunter appeared, bowing before the monstrous form. The voice of Hollowveil thundered, "We are many, and soon you will be too." Clara realized the horrifying truth. Hollowveil wasn't a place. It was a living being, and she was standing inside its body. The hunter turned its glowing eyes toward Clara. The chanting stopped. The only sound was the deafening heartbeat of Hollowveil. Then the creature charged. Clara ran through collapsing streets, dodging falling debris and shifting walls. Every turn led her back to the same square. "There's no way out!" she screamed. The hunter swiped its claws, barely missing her as she dove into a narrow alley. Its roar shook the entire village. Ahead, Clara saw a faint glowing door, the only thing that didn't twist and move. Hope surged, but the hunter was right behind her, breathing down her neck. Clara burst through the glowing doorway into a cavern beneath the village. At its center floated a black crystal, pulsing in rhythm with the church bell. The voice of Hollowveil surrounded her. "One must remain. Choose, or all will stay forever." Clara fell to her knees, sobbing. Visions of Liam, Sophia, and Ethan surrounded her, pleading silently. The hunter appeared in the doorway, hesitating for the first time. Clara realized the truth. The hunter was Liam, fully consumed by the village. Through tears, she whispered, "I'm so sorry." She grabbed the crystal and shattered it. The cavern exploded in blinding light. The light spread upward. Hollowveil screamed as its entire body convulsed. Buildings crumbled like ash, villagers dissolved into mist, and the church bell shattered. Clara ran through the chaos, the ground splitting open behind her. The hunter staggered, its body flickering between Liam's face and the monster. "Clara, run!" his human voice cried. She looked back, tears streaming, but kept running as the village collapsed into a gaping void. Clara stumbled out of the fog onto a familiar dirt road. Morning sunlight bathed the forest. The village was gone. Only empty grassland remained behind her. For a moment she laughed, relieved to be free. Then she froze. In the distance, she saw a group of hikers approaching, excited and curious. Among them was a face she recognized, herself smiling brightly. Clara whispered in horror, "No, it never ends." The ground beneath her pulsed once, like a heartbeat.